Hey, what is up? It is your boy here with another guitar. This time a Harley Benton. It's the first one I've ever played, and it is not mine. It is my homeboy's, but he was so gracious enough to let me borrow it. I'm pretty sure all of you who also don't have Harley Bentons have also been very curious as to how they play. At the time of this recording, this guitar cost 150 bucks, which is kind of insane because like I remember when I was growing up, like the guitars that were like 100 or so, whatever, were like the first stack, and you get those at Walmart, and they are just complete garbage. They look like shit, they play like shit. It's kind of like you might as well just like not even play guitar. But this one, surprisingly, not bad. Let me start with the specs. It is a basswood. Let's say basswood body with the top rosewood veneer, and that's what makes this thing look so nice, dude. Like it's so clean. It is a bolt-on neck, maple. The fretboard is amaranth. Did not know. I've never played on that before. Neck profile C. Dot fretboard inlays, 21 frets, 25 and a half scale length. Also the headstock is matched with the veneer, which is a nice little touch. Appreciate it. The pickups are two Roswell Alnico 5 vintage TE style single coils. One volume, one tone with the three-way toggle. Chrome hardware. Wilkinson bridge with brass saddles and string through body. Like I said, this isn't my guitar, and my homeboy has decided to change out the tuners and he put some hip shots on it. So I don't know what the originals were like, but I don't think he's ever modded any of his guitars before. So if he felt the need to like change out these tuners, I mean, you can only assume what that means. These hip shot tuners are really badass. So like the playability of this guitar is actually not bad. Like when you feel the neck, it feels like this gloss that it has feels like stupid cheap. It feels like it almost feels like it's a plastic neck in a way, where you can tell it's cheap, but it's not that bad. The fret ends, there are no fret ends. I'm not being cut at all. Like it is actually really smooth. The neck is a little chunky, but I mean it's not bad. Like you cannot complain. I don't have any guitars that have like this kind of single coil on the bridge and like a lipstick on the neck, so like I don't really have a gauge to know what's like quote unquote good. But when I played through these pickups, I'm not entirely complaining. Like I don't know what would be considered good, but just like first impressions and having this guitar for like a week, it's not bad. Like I'm not complaining. Like yeah, if I turn it up it's gonna be a little noisy, but I mean, like we did with the Chapman, I mean, I guess that's just normal for like single coils, no matter how hard you push the noise gate. I don't know. So when I got this guitar, my homie hasn't played in a while, so like the strings were like super fucking like dead and like rough. So I switched them out, and the first thing that came apart when changing them out, these little things in the back. Oh, you can see it, the guitar in the reflection. But yeah, these little metal things right here came out. Well, the one at the very end, these two, those stayed on, but the rest fell out. So that was really cool. One thing I would say about this guitar is that the jack has not become loose, so it has one thing over the Chapman. And another thing I noticed while playing it, again, I don't have a real telly like a Fender, and I only played that one Fender telly like once, the modern player, whatever it's called, with the hum single. I played it once at Guitar Center like 2012, so I have like no real experience with the telly. But one thing I did notice is that like if you're trying to switch pickups, like on the dime, that's kind of hard. Like doing it this way is easy, but going to the neck from the bridge is a little harder because this volume now gets in your way. I don't know if that's normal for tellies, but I found that to be a little annoying. So this could be like backed up, or I don't know. It could be configured just a little bit different. So if I could put my finger in there and then just do that. It's also really tough. Well, it's a lot tougher than any other guitar I ever had. So it's really tough. It's really hard to flick it to the neck from the bridge. It's really close to the volume knob. That kind of annoyed me. The pickups, not that bad, which I can't wait to show you guys. And again, for 150 bucks, this is a real talk. This is actually a really good starter guitar. I guess if my homeboy had to switch out the tuners, just switch them out. But other than that, I had no real complaints about any other part of the hardware. Fret ends are great. And my friend left the plastic on there, so in case I wanted to take it off during the video, which I probably might do at the end. But I guess with that, let's go listen. Let's go check out how this guitar sounds. For the rhythm tone, it's gonna be my Line 6 Helix that I have a little patch made. And if I use plugins or anything, I'll put it on the bottom right corner. But yeah, with that, so these don't sound too bad. Like the only thing that was kind of weird for me, which again, I mean, this could be normal for tellies. I think I've seen tellies with this type of like thing. For the rhythm tone, I'm gonna be using my Line 6 Helix. And another thing about the playability is that this thing, like when I palm mute, it kind of feels like I'm not palm muting, but I know I am. But it kind of feels like an in-between. It kind of feels a little weird. So I'll put that out there. Like if you're trying to do like some string skipping, it kind of feels like you're floating a little bit above the strings, but you're still somehow getting that palm muting sound at the same time. So it's a little confusing. But I mean, you'll kind of like get used to it, I guess. But it's still weird, so I just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, I'm gonna do a couple of things on this distortion so you can hear how it sounds with all three pickup selections. And then I'll put some cleans on there. And also, if I use any plugins, I'll put it on the bottom right. But for the rhythm section, I'm gonna be using my Helix. So with that, let's get started. Alright, we're gonna start with the bridge pickup. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Like, if you're gonna put in the comments, well, it's supposed to sound better, well, I'll figure that out when I get a real telly one day. Alright, now for cleans. Alright, so my thoughts on this thing. Dog, it is totally worth 150 bucks. For 150 bucks, this thing definitely punches above its weight. Again, I'm saying this without knowing how the original tuners were. Like, you cannot complain with the price, really. Like minus this, the pickup selector being kind of dumb, and me not knowing any better when it comes to like what good single coils sound like in the bridge and how a Fender lipstick pickup should sound or whatever. Like, just having no context and just hearing it for what it is, I'm not mad. Like, it's pretty solid. You know, if they could just get rid of this glossy neck, that'd be cool. I know they have like locking tuners as well. Maybe they should put their own locking tuners. But other than that, like, it's kind of like one of those guitars that's like, you know, it's not that great, but it's super fun to play on. I really don't have much negative to say. The veneer looks nice. Oh yeah, and minus the little things in the back coming off. That scared me for a second. But I guess before I finish this video, I hope this comes off good. Oh, that is so satisfying. Okay, this part's gonna be a bitch. I should just return it like this. Be like, hey bro, thanks for letting me borrow your guitar. Anyway, almost done. Oh, that is satisfying. Damn, that looks clean. Shout out to the homie Pablo for letting me, for giving me the pleasure of taking that off and being able to do it on video. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, no, like, if you're thinking about getting this for like a Christmas present and like you want something that looks really good and isn't gonna break the bank, like, I've been like last year or so, I forgot when I did it, but I did a video on like the Ibanez Geo, that black RG, and that is a really solid guitar for the price. I forgot how much it cost, but if I had to guess, I think it was like $250. Yep, $250, and it's still $250, so that's pretty cool. And that's a really good guitar too. So now you have choices. Like, if for those who have been following me and they're gonna ask me which one I would recommend, I mean, it really depend how much you're trying to go for. Like that, the Ibanez would be like more metal, in my opinion, more versatile. Just kind of like, because the single coils, they're usually more meant for like clean stuff. In all fairness, this did handle distortion very well, so I mean, you can also keep that in mind. And also, if you want to save $100 as opposed to buying the RG, you could go with this. That one, the neck felt really good. The tuners are pretty decent. Like, everything on it's pretty decent. The pickups are like mid as hell. Not even mid, but like they'll get you by. The Ibanez just feels better. It's built better. For $100 less, you get something that's only like slightly not as good as that. So, I mean, the ball's in your court at that point. But all in all, this guitar, I would actually recommend. And I'm obviously not being paid to say any of this shit, as you can see, as I'm promoting Ibanez on the Harley Benton video. That'll be all for this video. Follow your boy, like and subscribe. Follow me on Spotify. Check out my other bands, Man the Moon, Guamski. Follow us on Spotify or whatever you stream music on. And with that, peace.